This video will guide you through creating Project 17 in Excel. You should download the file from Canvas and then you will save it into your student drive in your Excel folder. For this one, we do have to format our headings, subheadings, and column headings. We'll be adjusting our column width. We have to center columns B and C, right align columns D and E, center our spreadsheet horizontally at our header, and then we'll be ready to perform sorts. So go ahead and start in your main heading. Make that bold and 15 point. And then you are going to merge it across all of your columns. The last column we have text in is column E. Then you'll highlight your column headings, go ahead and underline and center those. Now we are missing the text that goes in column E under time. So before we adjust our column headings, let's key those in. Now we're going to put in 8 o'clock, and then we want to put a space and PM. When we press enter, Excel tries to convert this to a different format. If we click on that cell and then go to the number launcher and go to time, we can look and see what our options are for time. And if you scroll through that list, you'll see that none of those options have a lowercase p and a lowercase m. So what we will have to do instead is use our feature that lets us keep text the way we type it. So we're going to do an apostrophe 8 o'clock space PM, all lowercase, and then when we press enter, the apostrophe is hidden and our text stays the way that we want it. Now the first three are 8 o'clock PM, so you can use your fill handle and copy that down 2 more times. Then we'll do an apostrophe 10:30 PM, apostrophe 9 o'clock PM, and so on to fill in the rest of those. So at the end, just double check, make sure that you keyed all of those in correctly and that the formatting stayed the way that we need it for this project. Okay, now that you have all of the data keyed in, you can adjust your column widths. And then, if we look at our formatting instructions, we need to center columns B and C. And we need to right align columns D and E. Next, you should be ready to center your spreadsheet horizontally and vertically. Then we'll add a header with your name at the left, class period in the center, and your file name at the right. Now I like my view to be back at normal view, so I'm going to go ahead and switch to that. Next, we are ready to sort our file. Now this one asks us to sort the file in ascending alphabetical order, primary by year, secondary by show. And remember, we need to select all of the data that we want moved. So we'll highlight everything under the column headings. To perform our sorts, we go to the Home tab, go all the way over to the Editing group, click on Sort and Filter, Custom Sort, and then for our criteria, we do have 2 criteria, so we'll add a second level. And the first one says that we are going to sort by year, and so we're going to click on year start, and then that should be ascending, smallest to largest. Then we'll do by show, and that one will be in ascending order, so A to Z. So we'll click on OK, And so we should have the year 2000 Survivor first, and then at the bottom, year 2004 with the Apprentice will be next. This one is ready to be saved, so we will go to File, Save As. Be sure you remember to change to your student drive. When we download the files from Canvas, it tries to save it on the C drive for us. So change to your student drive and then go into your Computer Tech folder and then into your Excel folder, and we're going to change the name of this one to Project 17A. And then we will also convert this to a PDF. Now for part 2 on this project, we are going to do something called filtering. This is something new. We've never done this before, so you may want to add some notes as you go through. To turn on a filter, you need to click on the first line underneath your column headings. Then you will go to the Data tab, and in the Sort and Filter group, we're going to click on the Filter button. That's going to add little drop-down arrows next to each of your column headings. Now, if for some reason it did not go to the right location and it's not on your column headings, you can go ahead and click the Filter button to turn it back off. And then if you highlight the column headings and click on Filter, you'll be able to turn those back on. So it tries to think for you, but sometimes it might think wrong. Once we have the filter there, we want to create a filter for shows that begin after 2002. So we're going to go to the Year Start column and click on the little drop-down arrow that it adds. Now in here we have sorting that we can do. We can sort by color if we had done some coloring. There's also one here called Number Filters. What we're going to do is we're going to go to our number filters and we're going to say greater than. And here we see that it shows rows where year start is greater than. Well, we want it to be everything after 2002, so that means it would be greater than 2002. It does give us a drop down, so we could choose the year 2002 from the list, or we could type it in. If we had a second criteria, we could add that. We're just going to keep it with 1, and then we'll click on OK. Now what should happen is we'll see a little filter show up on the arrow at the top of that column, and it will hide a bunch of our rows, and all that we should be left with is the information that is for after 2002. So we have 2003 and 2004 only. Now we also want this to be in ascending order by show. It should be already based on our last sorting that we did, although we did year first. So notice that America's Next Top Model is at the top, and then Laguna Beach is here out of order. So what we can do after we've done the filter is click on the drop down arrow next to show, and we can tell it to do A to Z under that, and now we have a filter applied and a sort applied, and these have been rearranged into alphabetic ascending order. Okay, this is how we want it to look, so we will go to File and Save As, change the name to 17B, and then go ahead and convert this to a PDF. Alright, now you have your two files, 17A and 17B. You'll go ahead and submit both of those to Canvas. Remember to submit A first, B second, both on the same screen before you click on that Submit button.